Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Casual. I am your host Chuck, and today we're going to look at equal opportunities for our civilizations and communities. Today's episode 35, September 2nd, and BTC is an equal opportunity, and we have a port for unity, a portal from our souls to our communities. Like I said, I'm your host, Chuck, your esoteric crypto coach. I help you discover frameworks and financial fundamentals to help you become simple, to live a simple and rich life, guys. Not too complicated here, we keep it casual. Right? I'm here to serve you, and like we said, to develop a simple and rich life, become a successfully better person internally and externally. And we're going to do that and help you through personal growth frameworks or behavior modification, as we call it in the biz. And we'll look at some financial strategies. Again, welcome to those who hadn't been here before. If you have, go ahead and feel free to skip on ahead and look at what their news of the day and all that good stuff is. But for those who are new, we look at some charts and patterns really quick. I give you one of my crypto picks of the day or NFT picks of the day. We'll touch on a bit of the news and a little bit of the definitions. You know what? Let's do this real quick. Let's change the format of just a little. There we go. Okay. Put my picks over here. But we'll get into that. I'll change that later. And then we'll get into some of this esoteric behavioral framework, which is just spirituality and being basically consciousness, fundamental. The fundamental and the supernatural come together, and they've come together and they've created an energy source, or the energy sources come in to our consciousness. And one of the fundamental frameworks that have been built, is being built on that, is what we're calling BTC or blockchain technology. It allows information to travel faster, cheaper, so we have all equal opportunities to become wealthy. Cool. And before we get started, guys, like I always say, robots love it when you tickle them with that like button. They don't know what a like button is. They only know the feeling and the electrical charge that comes to them. And then they like it so much they put it into their algorithm. And it makes them little bells ring. So do me a favor right now and ring that bell, that notification bell, if you want more of these. And definitely subscribe to my channel. You can get more of this content if you like it. If you don't, then leave me a comment down below and tell me why, and see if we can't help bring you content that you do like. All right. So let's get on to our chart of the day. As we can see, we're getting a little bit of excitement. We're starting to break out of really slow. As you can see, we've been in this upper channel, but we're also in this sideways channel. That we've come out of this channel, we broke down, and then we tested the bottom support, and we're going back up again. We're right at the 50,000 mark. We're trying to break through that, but if we can't break that, we'll definitely drop down again, and we'll see if we bounce back up. But we're definitely back into we're above the support, so we're retesting the support right now. Let me see if I can bring that down for you guys. Yeah, my indicator up here popped up top and should be down bottom, so I was trying to get back on the computer thing. So anywho, we're trying to test this, and so we can come down and retest this line here. and that's okay. And if we bounce back up and go above, I think that's going to be a good move for us. So there's your chart of the day. We're looking pretty good overall. And so my measured move right now, because I thought I saw a hit, a reversing shoulders, the head, and another shoulder, so we shut up. So my outlook here is around the 53,000 mark is what we should hit our next plateau, if you will. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. And let's go back. So we looked at the charts and the patterns, so let's get on with the news and the picks of the day. We got white guys in. In a second here, we'll pull it up. Here's the one I was looking at today. As you can see, it's the UK students turn to crypto investments amid financial woes, which I like because the universities, a lot of them a couple years ago, Harvard and a few Oxford put their endowment of about $1 million or so endowments into cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin specifically. And now the students are starting to come on board and turn to crypto because they know the over there in the UK, things aren't good. I think they just got it from Brexit or exited Brexit, and so they're sort of the European, no longer part of the European Union. They're their own, and so financially they're struggling. So I think this is a great opportunity for that, guys. Y'all can read that article. Again, I always look for different things. Vitalik Buterin's biggest Ethereum regret is the whole 8 co-founder thing. And y'all can read that article. I'm not going to take time to read it again. Y'all can read it on your own time. Because ultimately, the responsibility of your thoughts, actions, emotions, and investments are on you. I'm just here to present these things to you and hopefully enlighten you on something you didn't know before. And my NFT, my picks of the day, the FUD Famiglias. It's an NFT project. I'll show you that really quick. That's these guys right here. And they have a whole ecosystem. Eventually, if you buy one of these, and they come on sale at 12 o'clock today, so I'm waiting to buy some of those. And eventually, if you buy some of these, then you'll get free airdrops, which are going to be their wives, and then you'll have access into their whole ecosystem. And you get other airdrops, you get merchandise, you get a bunch of other stuff. So I'm alpha and into these guys. I'm going to buy some of these because I think they're going to be a big project. So yeah, that's my NFT pick of the day. And then my crypto pick of the day is going to be Ecomi. Ecomi is also a NFT site, and it's paired up with a bunch of, I'll just show you. Not right. That's what I want. If you're on CoinGecko, you can just easily click over. So Ecomi has a premium VV, or however they pronounce it, premium licensing for digital collectibles. So Ghostbusters came out. I'm forgetting this guy's character. But yeah, you can come down here and look at their whole ecosystem. You can visit the website from this site. But they're really big in the NFTs, marketplace, and they, again, have some of the biggest names. You also can put this stuff right into your wallet. Yeah, take a look at these guys. I like them. You can go buy their cryptocurrency. Like I said, right now it's at 0.0037 of a Bitcoin. So yeah, and you can get it on Gate.io and a few other ones. Because it's with a Comey, anything with a Comey for me right now is a good project, especially with NFTs coming up. I really like their picks. So look at those two today. And like I said, if you're not in NFTs, I can explain a little more what those are and why I'm into those. All right, enough of that. Let's get on to our esoteric framework thoughts of the day, guys. BTC is an equal opportunity. What do I mean by that? Well, we're all born with very similar talents, abilities, and gifts, but not all the opportunities that we have in life are equal. If you have certain opportunities when you have a lot of money, or you have more opportunities. When you don't have a lot of money, your thoughts may think that you don't have a lot of opportunities. But it just depends on what your gifts are and your abilities and your talents. Just because you weren't born with the money doesn't mean that you can't excel and focus on your talent and make a living off your talent if you want. But just because we're born with the same talents doesn't mean we'll all get the same opportunities. Now, and I'm going to be controversial here, is because a lot of this, for you to make it in this world, poor people have made it in this world, rich people have not made it in this world, meaning they've lost their entire fortunes. But if they have the wherewithal, the knowledge, the moxie, if you will, persistence, they will then look at what didn't work out, and go and do it again. And a lot of these millionaires, billionaires, they have failed 3 or 4 times because they just have a drive and ambition. They want to expose their talents and gifts, if you will, to the world. And in people who are and I say this because I don't come from extremely rich background at all. I come from middle, lower, upper, however you want to look at it. I don't know the exact terms, but at times we had a lot, and at times we didn't have a lot. So, but if I wanted anything out of life, I had to hustle. I worked 3 jobs just to go put myself through college, but my inclination is to always do a lot and always pursue what it is that I want, and expose my talents to the world. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I have a drive to do what I want, and I take my abilities, my natural born abilities, my talents, my gifts, and use them to get what I want out of this life. And when I can get what I want out of this life, the rest of the people around me, because my whole drive for money is just to help more people. So if I want to help more people, then I have to have more drive to then make more money. I'm not chasing money, but in our world, the easier way, if you will, is if you have a lot of money, you have more opportunity. And yes, when you don't have money, it can be a struggle, but that struggle itself makes you stronger. I speak from experience. So BTC is an equalizer, guys. You may say, well, I don't have a lot of money, but yes, you have equal opportunity to BTC. You have equal opportunity to learn about it. If you got a phone, if you know someone with a phone, if you know someone with a computer, a library, something, you can go online and study about NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, cryptocurrencies, BTC. You have as much opportunity as I do to study this. Or ask people. Find someone who's already done it and talk to them. You have equal opportunity. Just it depends on how much perseverance you're willing to give, how much willpower you have to better yourself, guys. Like I said, it may be a little controversial, but our world today is pampering and baby everyone. The last generation that's come through has had helicopter parents and helicopter governments. And when you aren't able to do what you want and fail and skin your knees and get back up, if you don't have that opportunity, but if you've been babied, you aren't going to have the opportunity, because in one sense, you're being manipulated by the system to keep you down and safe. And life is not safe. There is no guarantee. There is no security. That's all false illusions. At any moment, anything can happen. Just look at the fires going on in the world. Look at the floods going on. Look at the wars going on. There is no guarantee, people. But what you can do is have the equal opportunity to pursue what it is you want in this life. It doesn't take money to pursue what you want. It helps, absolutely, but you don't need it. You can pursue. You can if you're talented in the singing, stick yourself on a street corner and start singing and start busking. You know what I'm saying? but if you're going to be all embarrassed and not want to do it, then you don't have that opportunity. Not everyone has equal access to the worldly possessions. Absolutely, we don't. That is not equal. Um, I don't have access to. Um, I have access to them, but I have to be part of their system and earn what it is that it takes to get part of their possessions. So if, for example, if I want a Ferrari, the Ferrari is 500 grand, then I'm going to have to work my butt off to get 500 grand and then go buy the Ferrari. For what reason? I don't really want one, don't really care for one. It's just a status symbol for most people, and it's impractical for me. I carry a lot of stuff around, so I like a big SUV. And I also have other cars, um, so yeah, but in all regards, do you really need the Ferrari in your life? Or can you put that money to use by helping other people, right? To go educate to those who may not think they don't have the opportunities, but you can go educate them with your money that you've made off of Bitcoin and go help other people and educate them on real finances. And so what does it take to get there? Congruency, reliability, transparency, unconditional positive regard, empathy. I mean, I can keep going on with these words. And I say this for yourself. You have to have this for yourself. You've got to be congruent. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there on that time or earlier. Then that's reliability. People who work for me, I expect nothing from them. All I say is, can you meet this criteria? And if they say yes, we have an agreement. The moment they don't have that agreement, the moment I don't have use for them. So I want people who are congruent, reliable, transparent. Um, that doesn't mean telling each other our deepest, darkest secrets, right? It means that if things are bothering us, let's be open about it. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can see where you're coming from. And then we'll always have an unconditional positive regard for that other person. And what does that mean? It means that we're not going to judge them. We're not going to put them down. Right? If you got a boss that's putting you down, you're allowing that to happen. And you may make the excuse, but I need the money. No, there's plenty of jobs out there right now. You can go and invest time and sleep very little hours and study Bitcoin and everything and NFTs, and you can go out there and start buying. You can borrow money from people to buy your first one, turn around, sell it if it goes up in value. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity, guys. Possession's not always to everyone, but this opportunity of BTC is equal to everyone. So what are some useful approaches that you could take right now that you may be making excuses for that you don't have an opportunity? Right, so what are those things that you're allowing to get in your way? Those things aren't getting in your way, you are allowing them to get in your way. When you can look at something from a solution-oriented mindset, then there are no problems in the world. If something is not flowing the way you choose for it to flow, then you're going to look at it differently. You're going to walk around to the other side. If you ever watch golf, I know some of you do or don't, but if you watch Tiger Woods, if you know who Tiger Woods is, if you ever watch him on a putting green, for example, he walks that entire green like a compass. He looks at it from all angles. If you looked at it from one angle, you wouldn't see the rest of it. So he looks at the low, the high, both sides, and then he'll walk up close to it, he'll walk back to it, and then he'll putt. Now, he's not always perfect, but he is a phenomenal putter as well if you've ever watched him. He grew up in what was it, middle lower class. His father was in the military, and he played on public courses. He never played on private courses, but his father trained him to persevere, to be focused, and because of that, he is the world's top golfer, and had been for 10 years straight until he got up in his own problems, or whatever happened to him. So people fear not living up to others' expectations, and they're always looking for validations. So if you're in fear and making excuses, it's probably you may want to take an inventory of your perspective, your own internal representation, and say, hey, fear for me again is lack of knowledge. You haven't put in the work to understand what it is you don't understand, so therefore you call it fear. But it's lacking knowledge because you don't know what to do, so then you're hesitant. Right? We talked about that yesterday. So again, people fear not living up to others' expectations. And if you're always worried about what other people think, or how you'll look, or how you'll feel, or how you're going to explain it to your partner, your family, that you just lost a whole lot of money, or that you didn't get the job or the gig you wanted, No, and that's where full positive regard comes from, is that we want to be supportive. If that person fails, we're going to be there to comfort them and support them. I'm not going to take their pain away. That's theirs to experience. You know, I'm there as a reframer. If they have something, I'm just going to reframe back to them in a very polite, deep, focused way, and help them figure out. They got to figure out their own path. I can reframe some stuff for them, absolutely, but if I try to fix them, we talked about that as well yesterday in the video. When you're trying to fix people, it doesn't always work out well because you have a mindset that they're broken. Right? If you're trying to fix something, your mindset is that person. So you have a indirect judgment of that person that they're broken. Right? I don't. I look at a person who tried, things didn't work out. What is it that I can do to help you? Right? And I'm just going to reframe. If they're saying, "Oh, I just wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough," and then I'm going to say, "Well, where is it that you can become smarter then?" You see, I'm just reframing back to them what it is that they're saying to me. I'm not trying to fix them. Who am I to fix anyone? Because no one's broken in my eyes. We've just all had our challenges, and the opportunities don't always work for us. So if you still want that drive, that passion, then you're going to get up and do it again after multiple failures. So that brings me to our influencer of the day, Finding Oz. This is Schwartz. She wrote the book about. They wrote the book on how Baum, the author of Wizard of Oz, how his whole story developed. And as a child, he actually got sick when he was around, I think it was 10 or 11. And his heart was never the same. And his dad tried to put him into military school, which that didn't work out very well because he was always thinking in his head everything around him. And he later came home and started a chicken farm on his family property. But I'm not going to tell you the whole book, but my point is that he had adversities, right? The verse, he had adversaries against his verse, his verse, his path, his talents, right? So he was not in alignment with his universe or his one voice, his one verse. And so eventually he just kept at it, that perseverance, guys, right? And the transparency and all that stuff. And eventually, all the stories and all the people and everywhere he went ended up becoming the story. And so, this is a great book to figure out how Frank Baum came up with the Wizard of Oz. So that's my influencer of the day. Read that book. I think it's excellent. It was recommended to me by a friend, Molly. So I appreciate her for showing me that. All right, guys. Once again, if you like the content, I know a lot of this can sound droning sometimes. And if you want to give me some ideas, I'll get more exciting. But for me, I'm either super excited and yelling at the camera, as I do in my classes, and fun and excitement. So I'm still getting used to this, the whole YouTube thing. But that being said, ring the bell if you want to get notifications of my next videos. And definitely subscribe, and we're looking for 1,000 subscribers, and I definitely want you to like this. It helps the algorithms. And leave me comments, guys. I'll get back to you. All right? I appreciate you hanging in there with me today. It was my pleasure bringing this information to you, and look forward to seeing you guys. So keep life casual.